we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? Leon Keith, and I am back with yet another video on compounding foreign exchange profits. I wanted to share with you guys how I took 500, to 5,000 in just 9 days. Guys, I'm going to continuously shoot these videos, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that if I did it, you can do it. It may not happen for you in 9 days like it did for me, but even if it takes you 30 days to get these kind of results, these are free lifestyle type of results. These results can take you from working a 9 to 5, not that there's anything wrong with that, but to actually being in the comfort of your living room, staying home, and still making full-time money trading the foreign exchange market, only investing a fraction of the time that you would at work into trading. So guys, let's go ahead and get started here and see how I was able to actually take 500 to 5,000 in just 9 days. As you see, this is a live account because you can't transfer balances on a demo account, guys. All right. As soon as I transferred the money here, I caught another gold scalp. I wasn't really looking to put any equity in jeopardy. It was the beginning of the week, so I took what they were giving me, and that was it. All right, next trade. I see a spike above this zone here. I'm not going to get into what this zone was in this video, but they spiked above this zone, and I started to see them drop. All right, so now what I was looking for in the 5 minute, was a continuation of the break. They took out all of this traffic zone, as you can see on the 15. They took all of that out with this strong break, and on the retest, I was able to catch the sell. Okay, stop loss right here above this high here, because if they're going to continue to drop, this is a high that they should not violate. So we were in that trade there. Okay, I went ahead and sold another position. And what I did was I closed out one of the 0.07s and I closed a 0.01, a partial profit from the second position, and that brought my balance to 605. I went ahead and closed out the second position, the remainder of it, which was a 0.06, and that brought my balance to 667. All right, so moving right along, we're now stepping it up in lot sizes because we made a couple of dollars. We're risking just a little bit more. As you can see here, we have a spike to the high, and as the market fails to make higher highs and it breaks market structure to the downside, I'm just looking for that retest for my entry. Now, my stop loss has to go slightly above this high simply because of the nature of this trade, but we're still not risking that much here. Still 25 pip stop loss does it. All right, so we're actually risking $100 on this trade, but it was a high probability trend setup. So we were actually able to bank on it. And as we see here, we're up over $100 in this trade. And this is the outcome of that trade here. We closed partial profit on that trade, and that brought the balance to 808. We let the rest continue to ride. And, as you can see, I'm an advocate of taking partial profits because, I've already pretty much got enough profit on this trade to go ahead and close it for the day. But a lot of times gold just continues to run down. There's more zones that we expected them to go to. So we just, of course, just go ahead and let it ride with a smaller position. It's very smart to take partial profit because you want to continuously pay yourself along the way. You never know what the market is going to do. You shouldn't really expect it to do anything. Based off what price tells you, you make the next move. But you always want to be protecting your equity and paying yourself simply because the market can do whatever it wants. So you always want to pay yourself to make sure that you're getting profit out along the way. All right. This is how that trade continued to pan out. The 0.05 kept dropping. As I saw that the market was in a strong push, a strong down phase, I waited for a nice retracement, and I was able to grab another entry, a 0.07. All right, so at this point, guys, I'm closing out. I'm re-entering the market. We're on a strong bearish downtrend, and I'm just selling gold. I'm just selling gold. And as you can see, my account is continuously rising. We're over the 1,000 mark now. And we ended up closing out all of those positions, pushing us to 1,200. And then we're catching them again. Same thing. What happened? I went forward or back? Okay. Excuse me. So as you can see, guys, same thing. I have this actually on an M1 time frame showing you what happened on the hour, and how I was able to catch them here. I ended up closing one of these positions early just because they started to retrace and I wasn't willing to risk that much. So we have a tight stop loss here on this position. And let's continue to see what happens next. So we end up closing out about $181 for the day. Gold is in a major ranging consolidation. This is, I believe, the pre-NFP spike out and the actual drop itself. We were able to get in on that drop here. Nothing major. 0.20, 2.20s, and a 0.07 for some small profits there. When you're trading gold, you don't need to catch a lot of pips because gold does move so fast. You can get kind of what you need very quickly. As you see here, guys, the very next day after this drop, we had some continued price bearish movement to the downside. So we continued selling gold. As you can see, stop losses are in profit. Equity is protected. And we continue off. Here's a close up, a 5-minute time frame screenshot of the double 0.20 sell that we were just talking about and the 0.07 there. We end up closing these trades, which moved the balance to 1,500. All right. Now, after all of that moving down, we know that the market does not move, okay, in one direction forever. There has to be a retracement or some type of reversal, some type of consolidation, and that's what the market does. So now we're experiencing buys in the market. And what we ended up doing was buying a double 0.20 on gold and closing that out, taking some quick scalp profits on that, getting back in the market as we see strong bullish movement here. Another scalping session here, bringing the balance just up to under 1,700. Okay, now after all of this price moving up, we see gold wants to go back down. All right, we get a break in market structure here, a failure to create a new high here. We have the wicks to the upside here, but the bodies of these candles and the structure is overall to the downside. We have a failure to create a high here, consolidation here. This would be considered a little retest or a spike back to the high, but guess what? They failed to create a new high, and then the price starts to drop. That's an indication of a sell. So we sold heavily right here, and this is where things start to turn around. We start to push towards $2,000 in the account. And as I said before, gold was still trending down at this time. So I just kept selling the market. I kept selling the market. I kept looking for reasons to get in the market. Strong momentum pushes, consolidation, wicks to the high, wicks to the upside, which means market is moving to the downside. Once I saw that type of price action happening, I'm entering the market. I'm selling. 0.20 sells. Now I'm at 2,000. Okay, there's the 0.07 I just sold in the last screenshot there, putting me over 2,100. All right, now we're moving on up. We're trading 0.40s. Okay, you have an M formation here. You have a high and you have a lower high. So a failure to break this high. And then in the 1 minute, what you have here is another structure that's created. Boom, another M formation, a structure that's been broken, retest to that structure, strong momentum push to the downside. Here you have consolidation briefly on the 1 minute, and that's where we enter in this market. As soon as we get that major push, we go ahead and break even because we don't really want to risk any money or not to. We don't really want to risk a lot of money on a trade like this because if it isn't a strong push to the downside, it should just continue. If it's a fake out, then we don't want to get caught in the pullback. So that's why we have the break even stop here, and it just continues to push down. We're able to grab some more profits off that 0.40 and push the account to 22.32. Now, all of that was done in one trading day, which equated to about $1,200 in a day. So that was an onslaught day where we were just selling, taking profit along the way, not really 100% sure where the market's going to go ever. And that's how you always want to think. Stay liquid, stay like water. Take your money out, find a valid reason to enter into the trade, find a valid place for your stop loss to go, figure out how much risk is involved from your entry to the stop loss. How much money are you comfortable losing? Because it is a possibility that you could lose that trade. Once you have all of that data down, go ahead and take the trade if it's a valid trade. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Trading is a numbers game. You just go on to the next trade. As long as the criteria is there, your rules are being followed, you have the data that you need, and you're not guessing, you're going to trade. It's a numbers game. You're going to trade. So let's continue to trade. As we see here, as I just mentioned before, the market goes down, and now it's time for the market to go back up. All right. We see price opening up here. This dotted line represents a new day. Spike to the upside, down. They took out the previous day's low. You see strong consolidation and wicks to the downside here. And then we're also expecting a price to go ahead and at least take out this high, since they created a higher high here. And this is the 15. I don't think I caught the 5-minute screenshot, but on the M5, this structure is showing you bullish momentum that they would want to push back up into this zone, because this big break here requires a proper retracement. So that was the setup there that we were looking for. That actually ended up panning out, and we ended up getting into more buys simply because it was looking good. That took the account equity above or close to 2,500. Next trade was caught on 0.50. All right. Now these lot sizes here started to mean a lot, because now I'm over 2,600 in my balance and I'm trading 0.50s. 2.50s is a one lot. And as you can see, the profit starts to accumulate very quickly on the 0.50 with gold. We didn't really move that far, but like I said before, because gold is calculated differently, 1942.70 to 1945.70 would be 30 pips, aka $150 on this 0.50. So as you continue to see the market push in my direction here, these don't take long to accumulate profit. And now my equity is pushing above 3,100. So we closed out that day. I remember this day. I was actually watching a basketball game, with my dad, actually just trading, watching the game. And this probably happened in about 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. I think it was like 2 to 3 15-minute candles tops. And the $700 was made. Guys, some people don't make $800 in an entire week. And I made this in half an hour, sitting, I was at my dad's house sitting on his bed watching an NBA game, making $800, which is a weekly salary. That is amazing. Now my balance is at 3,300. More bearish, strong momentum to the downside. A spike up. Strong bearish momentum to the downside. This is a 1 hour time frame. Scaling in after I got 2 consecutive candles to the downside, after a huge wick and a momentum push to the upside. After this huge down day, price action on a 5-minute candle, on a 5-minute time frame, was showing a strong bearish momentum. Market structure breaks, retest, and a confirmed sell was basically confirmed here on a smaller time frame. And that's why we were able to catch this push here on 2.50s, put the stop loss at a break-even position. And as you can see, that trade is in profit. And then the market stopped after they took out this daily low. They started to retrace. They, stalled out at this zone right here and then started to drop. So I sold it again. Now you can see that the original positions that I was in are up over $500 each. And the new positions that I just got in on the sell side are up $200 each. Now, this is a 15-minute time frame of the current sell that's in place. And look at this price action. Like amazing, amazing price action. Amazing. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful price action. So as you can see, price dropping. You have a little consolidation here, drop, a little consolidation here, drop. Then you have the retracement here, right into this consolidation zone, the drop, the retracement, the rest of the drop. As you can see here, that turns into about $700 for my earlier positions each, and about $400 a piece for my new positions. And guys, it's just that simple. slice and dice trade strategy was one of the things that I applied, to my trading strategy when I was taking these trades. And I'll tell you, it's a game changer. If you're not using the slice and dice trade strategy, it is something that you definitely want to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, I have left the link below where I learned how to use the slice and dice strategy. I've left the link below where you can actually connect with us on Facebook, where we're a community of traders, where we're a community of people that just look forward to helping the next man out or woman out in their trading journey. We post results there. We all use these strategies to further ourselves towards success in our foreign exchange journey. So I've also left my email below in the descriptions, in the comments there for you guys to be able to reach out to me. You can have any questions, comments, or concerns, come to me there and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. I also want to impress upon you guys that trading is simple. Create a plan. Follow your rules. Remember that risk management is key. Always define your risk to reward ratio. Only trade setups. Don't be greedy, but at the same time, don't be fearful. Trade systematically. Consistency is your biggest friend, and always keep your balance and your equity over your profit always. If you can do these things, you can have success in the foreign exchange market. For now, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Profitable Trading Forex.